That thing that you have seen moving like crazy was a crystal in the process of growing. Of course, the video was sped up a lot to appreciate the growing, almost 300 times. Crystals are awesome, but what are they? They are solid with really ordered atomic structure that take the name of crystal lattice. These are 3D structure, and thus they extend in all the 3 directions. The color and the characteristics of the mineral depends on the nature of its elements. Quartz, for example, is made of silica, a molecule that has 1 atom of silicon and 4 of oxygen. When pure, meaning when there are no impurities in the crystal lattice, quartz is colorless, almost like ice. When impurity occurs though, we have beautiful variety of color, like for example the amethyst, a beautiful variety of quartz that thanks to iron and other metal impurity gets a particularly purple color. Now you might wonder, how do crystal forms? The process of crystal forming is called crystallization, and that can happen in 2 ways. From hot magma that cools down slowly. In this instance, certain molecules in the liquid come together as they attempt to become more stable. They do this in a uniform and repeating way, forming the crystal lattice over time. Crystals can also form when water evaporates from salt-water mixtures. As the water evaporates, the salt concentration increases, and as a result, the salt forms crystals. And this is exactly what we are going to witness today. First, I'm going to make a super saturated solution of cupric sulfate, the most important salt of copper, also known as blue vitriol. To achieve this, I add very hot water to the cupric sulfide salt. Then I need to stir until the water can no longer dissolve the salt. As we said, as the water cools down, the salt concentration increases, forming crystals that sink to the bottom because they are more dense than the liquid. Once the crystallization stage is finished, it's time to remove the crystal aggregation formed at the bottom of the beaker, in order to get the crystal seed, which I will use as base to grow a bigger crystal. And this is the beautiful crystal aggregation formed over time. Notice the very similar shape that each crystal has and the variety of orientations. Now, sadly, I need to take apart the crystal aggregation to choose the best seed to use to grow my crystal. I'll put the rest of the crystals in a big beaker and I restart the process from the beginning. This time though, I will filter the remaining salt at the bottom of the beaker in order to concentrate the crystal growth on my seeds. And these are my crystals after about 3 days.
Now I make another super saturated solution and continue their growth.
And this is our awesome crystal, as you can see. Now, let's have a look closely. So, this is our amazing crystal, and as you can see, it's quite fragile. What I'd like to draw your attention on is the shape of the crystals. As you can see, all the shapes are equal. And yes, in the name of science, I have destroyed the crystal to draw your attention on the shape. Now here we have two single crystals of my cupric sulfide big crystal. Can you see any difference? These crystals, in this instance, we have a single crystal of cupric sulfide. And as you can see, it has a peculiar shape. One might think that the same cupric sulfide crystal here has a different shape. But if you pay better attention, you'll understand that these are two crystals that were growing within each other. This is a phenomenon called gemination. I hope you have enjoyed this video as much as I have enjoyed making it, and that now you can share a lot of knowledge about crystals with all the people you know. Please consider give a thumbs up to the video, as well as subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this and gain more knowledge about curious science stuff. And as usual, thanks a lot for watching.